So Maxime is saying, since self-realization happens, meditation seems to be counterproductive. You feel like stopping it completely and let the thing come by itself. Non-effort seems to be better than effort. I mean, meditation is not effort. I think it only seems to counterproductive because it's unpleasant, because it feels boring or something like that. You can do an easy test. Like, you don't have to meditate 3 hours every day. Well, of course, if you in a meditative state of consciousness, if you're a significantly realized, liberated state of consciousness, and you want to live, you want to enjoy living, as I say oftentimes, enlightenment is just about, it is about living as it is about dying. It is about enjoyment. It is about, so you want to enjoy life. Of course, if you meditate 3 hours every day, it may feel like, what am I doing? I'm young, I want to enjoy life, like blah, 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 blah. Fine. But if you meditate like 3 hours every 2 weeks, let's say, and it's still difficult, and it still comes up, you can't say it's counterproductive as a kind of as how I spend my time, right? Because it's not a lot of time, right? So if you probably can like allocate 3 hours every couple of weeks. So then the only way in which you can use the term it's counterproductive is because I don't like it. It's boring. It's like, I feel restless. Something comes up, but that is productive. So once again, I mean, you can completely form your own relationship with meditation. You don't have to meditate after the realization, but to say that it's counterproductive on the spiritual path, it very, very rarely is. Even if, it's like, even if even if you meditate 3 hours every day, you will probably reach the point where it just becomes an experience that doesn't arise much. When, it's hard to say. Maybe it's going to take a few years, but you always, on the spiritual path, you always reach the point. It's basically, the point of full enlightenment is the point where only life is left. Just there's nothing left but life. All spiritual experiences have been had, all meditative experiences have been had, all this grief have been had, and anger, and all the unitive experience, and all the bliss have been had. So the only thing, Osho said about it, like, in Beyond Enlightenment, he said, like, when all spiritual aspirations are completely forgotten, and you become completely ordinary again, you completely uh, descend from the mountain of enlightenment back to the people. So you always reach this point. So the question of balance between meditation and life is basically, do you want to reach it faster, or do you want to kind of do a more balanced approach? But life is never gonna miss you. It's not gonna go away. So you kind of just going to be like, when meditation is truly counterproductive, when it's like truly boring, then when it's very easy and nothing happens there, that's when it's like truly a waste of time, right? But for as long as like something happens there and it feels in some way like restless and difficult, it still continues to be a good practice. But it's up to you if you want to do that or not.